Welcome to all students. Today we will discuss about the phases of meiosis in detail. The meiosis is a division that is called reductional cell division. It is mainly occurred or constituted of two main phases, that is meiosis first, which is also called as the heterotypic cell division, and meiosis second, which is also called as the homotypic cell division. The reason behind these terms we have studied in the last lecture. So, first of all, we will start with the meiosis first, that is heterotypic cell division. Meiosis first include interphase, prophase first, metaphase first, anaphase first, and lastly telophase first and cytokinesis first. So one by one we will discuss about each phase. Interphase. It is similar to that in the mitosis. That means the interphase of both the divisions are similar. It is preparatory phase and involves the duplication of genetic material, that is DNA. Then afterwards there is process of karyokinesis. Karyokinesis means there is distribution of nuclear material in equal or half amount. It is equal in mitosis, but here it will be exactly half from the parent cell. So karyokinesis include prophase first, metaphase first, anaphase first and telophase first. But in meiosis, the prophase first is also divided into the subphases, that is liptotiny, zygotiny, pachytiny, diplotiny and dikinesis. The first phase of prophase phase is called as liptotiny or liptonema. Liptos means thin and nema means thread. So in this phase, the chromosomes are thread-like structure. During this phase, the chromatin network condenses and resolves into long and thin thread-like chromosomes. Each chromosome consists of two chromatids but appears as a single thread. Then next step comes, that is zygotiny or zygonema. Zygo means pair and nema means thread. Obviously thread means chromosomes. It is a phase in which the homologous chromosomes begin in pair, lengthwise and structure-wise. The morphologically and genetically similar chromosomes, that is one paternal and the another is maternal, present as in a diploid cell, that are called as the homologous chromosomes, means these are similar in size, shape and all regardance. So that's why these are called as the homologous, that is similar structured chromosomes. So such a pairing is called as the synapsis. That means pairing of the homologous chromosome is called as the synapsis. So in this stage, in this phase, the chromosomes are in a pair, that is called homologous pair. The pair at this stage are called bivalent. The third phase of the prophase first is a pachyteny or pachinema. Pacus means thick and nema means thread. So in this phase the chromosomes gets thicker due to the process of condensation. During this phase, the condensation of a chromosome progresses and they become short and thick. Each of the homologous chromosome now shows two chromatids, so that the bivalent now appears to the composed of four chromatids, known as a tetrad. The twisting of homologous chromosomes compacts, resulting in breakage and rejoining of the chromatids. During this process, crossing over, that is exchange of genetic material between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes takes place. Understand and concentrate the statement non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes. Obviously there is crossing over between the homologous chromosome, but in the non-sister chromatids only. Crossing over is a most significant event as it results into the genetic recombination of the parental cell. that leads to the variation. The fourth stage of the prophase first is diplotyny. Diplos means two, nema means thread. The homologues now start repelling each other and begin to separate. However, at the point of crossing over, they remain attached and thus chiasmata can be seen. Nucleolus and nuclear membrane starts to disappear. The fifth stage of the prophase first is dikinesis. During this phase, the chromosomes continues to condense and shorten. The separation of the homologue proceeds and chiasmata gets shifted to the ends of the chromatids. This process is called as the terminalization. The nucleolus and nuclear membrane completely disappears and kinetic spindle becomes appear. So, it is going towards forming the metaphasic apparatus. So, these all 5 phases constitute the single prophase. Now, we will go toward the second phase of the meiosis first, that is called metaphase first. The spindle formation is completed and the bivalents move and arrange themselves at the equatorial plate. Chromosomal fibers extend from the poles to the centromeres of corresponding homologues. Now we will go towards the anaphase first. Chromosomal fibers contract, pull the homologues and interchromosomal fibers appears and extend to that homologue chromosomes. Start moving towards opposite poles. The centromeres do not divide. During this stage, the homologous chromosomes, that is homologues, which are still attached at the chiasmata, finally get separated. This is called disjunction. Each chromosome is with 2 chromatids and 1 centromere. At the end of anaphase first, half the number of chromosomes gather at respective poles. Now we will go towards the telophase first. This is the fourth and final phase of the meiosis first. Chromosome uncoiled to form chromatin. The spindle fiber disappears. The nuclear membrane and the nucleolus reappears, forming 2 daughter nuclei. Then there is inclusion of the special phase that is called cytokinesis first. This will lead to the division of the cell. Telophase first is often followed by the division of the cytoplasm. The plasma membrane contracts in the middle in animal cell, while a cell plate is formed in the plant cell to form 2 daughter cells. Each daughter cell is with single nucleus consisting single set of the chromosome, that is purely haploid structure. So in this way, in meiosis first, we got the 2 daughter cells, which is the exact half reduction of its parent set in the chromosomal number. We will go towards the meiosis second, that is called homotypic cell division. That is the second phase of the meiosis. A very short resting period between the meiosis and meiosis second is called interkinesis. It may or may not be present. Meiosis second also consists of 2 substages, that is karyokinesis and cytokinesis. The karyokinesis involves prophase second, metaphase second, anaphase second and telophase second. Both the haploid daughter cells that are formed at the end of the meiosis first undergo meiosis second simultaneously and exactly. So we will start with the first phase of the meiosis second, that is prophase second. During this phase, the chromosomes with chromatids become distinct. The nucleolus and nuclear membrane disappears. Metaphase second. During this phase, spindle formation takes place and chromosomes moves toward the equatorial plate. The chromosomes get connected to the respective poles by the chromosomal fibers. In anaphase second, the centromere of each chromosome divides and chromatids are separated. Each chromatid is now called daughter chromosome. Between the centromeres of daughter chromosomes, interchromosomal fibers are formed. They move towards opposite poles by the shortening, that is contraction of the chromosomal fibers, and elongation of interchromosomal fibers takes place, and due to this the chromosome moves apart from each other and goes toward the respective poles, and that causes the disjunction, that is called separation. In telophase second, the daughter chromosomes which have gathered at each pole starts uncoiling. The nucleolus reappears and nuclear membrane is also formed around each group of chromosomes, forming two daughter nuclei. Then we will go towards the cytokinesis second. Telophase second is followed by division of cytoplasm of each cell, forming two daughter cells. At the end of meiosis second, 4 haploid daughter cells are formed, and this results into the formation of the tetrad. And in this way, we got the end product of the meiotic cell division as the result of 4 haploid cells, which is the exact half reduction of its parent. That's why it is called as the reductional cell division. These haploid cells now will develop to form a particular gamete to produce and to form the process of crossing over and recombination and regeneration. Meiosis is a significant process as it produces haploid gametes for sexual reproduction. It also helps to maintain the chromosomal number constant for a given species. Despite fusion of gametes, it introduces genetic recombination leading to variation and evolution. So in this way, meiosis helps us to form the gametes and to produce the variation and chances of evolution in the nature. So this is all about the meiosis, that is reductional cell division. Thank you.